Are you tired of bad habits holding you back? Do you want to create new good habits that you can actually stick to? If so, you're in the right place. My name is Jenny Waters and I'm a nutrition and habit coach for women in midlife just like you. I know that it can be tough to change habits, especially with all that we as midlife women have to juggle. From maybe launching our adult kids to taking care of our aging parents and slip in our career in the middle. It's a lot, but I'm going to give you the easy button to changing and actually sticking to good habits. So stay tuned and let's get started. So one of the best ways to start a new habit is to stack it with an existing habit. That means something you already do that just is kind of on autopilot. When you do that, then do the new habit. It's easy to kind of keep those in sync and remember it. So like if you brush your teeth and you're wanting to start drinking more water, have a cup of water by your toothbrush so that when you brush your teeth, then you drink that glass of water. If you brush your teeth twice a day, that's 2 extra glasses of water. And it's easy to start creating that habit because you remember, after I brush my teeth, then I'll drink the water. As our hormones are starting to mess with our memory, having this trick to remind you to actually do the habit is half the battle. Some other times where you can slip in these new habits is while your coffee's brewing. Drink that glass of water or do some squats or some arm circles to get a little exercise in. While the shower's heating up, you could do some sit-ups or some wall push-ups to sneak in a little exercise. Stack a new habit to something you already do to make it easier. With everything we're juggling as midlife women, we need all the shortcuts we can get. So that brings me to my next tip. Habits are something you do just on repeat automatically. Habits are formed because your brain is constantly looking for ways to save energy. And when it has a process that it can just do without thinking, that's when it becomes a habit. And as the author James Clear of Atomic Habits says, make your habits as easy as possible to start. Anyone can meditate for 1 minute, read 1 page, or put 1 item of clothing away. So here's your shortcut for creating new habits. Start small. So small that it almost seems ridiculous. Do away with the saying, go big or go home. We're going more for the slow and steady approach. You want to start with such a tiny step of the habit. You want to get that anchored in before you up level to do a little bit more. So that means maybe a 5-minute walk before you try to tackle a 30-minute one. Or maybe it's 1 push-up before you do 10. Or eating 1 vegetable before you're amping up those vegetables on your plate every day. Start so small that it seems ridiculous, but build that consistency, and that is the secret sauce. We try to overdo things and then we quit, but if you start small, it's easier to stick to it. Be sure to like this video if you're enjoying it so far. We are so good as midlife women to be taking care of everyone else that we need to remember that it's okay to start taking good care of ourselves too. And building those good habits is a great way of self-care. Now, if you want to really anchor in these habits and help them go on autopilot faster, you're going to want to aim for at least 6 of the 7 days of doing that. The faster you build that consistency, the faster that neural pathway in your brain is going to wire so that it just becomes automatic and you don't have to think so hard to do it. The key is to be consistent. Try to do the new habit every day at the same time. Even if it's after you brush your teeth or after you turn on the shower or while you're brewing your coffee. Maybe it's when you close your laptop at the end of the day. Some little trigger that reminds you to do it, so simple that it's easy to follow through. Building that consistency is how you create those good habits that you can stick to no matter what. And don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. We're going for progress, not perfection. Just get right back on track as fast as you can. Notice how fast you recover from a missed habit. And if you need accountability to anchor in these habits faster, that's what I do in my Fueled for Fun group, and you can check out the details in the caption below. So I want to ask you a question. When was the last time someone actually clapped for you or praised you? It's probably been too long. We don't get much of that in our daily lives, but that is about to change. This is the secret to why bad habits stick so easily and are hard to break, and why good habits aren't naturally easy to follow through on. and that is a built-in reward. Chocolate doesn't need any reminders for you to eat it every day because it already has that built-in reward of that blissful taste of sugar. And so that reward reminds you to do it. So good habits tend to have that reward later down the road. Maybe working out, you don't see the results for months. It's hard to remember the reward right when you do it. You need a built-in reward for doing it right then. You want your brain to associate good feelings with following through on that habit. And the best way to do that is to celebrate yourself. And I get it, this is going to seem a little silly at first, but it really starts to feel good and you're going to want to do that habit more and more. And this might look like clapping for yourself and saying, good job, or giving yourself a high five in the mirror, or simply smiling and saying, yep, I did it. I followed through for myself. Some little self-talk that's praising you for doing it. I love after a good, strong workout to think, I'm like Wonder Woman and feel just strong and empowered. Whatever that is, you want to anchor in that good feeling of following through. Because if we wait for the results to celebrate, it's not going to anchor in as fast. So you want a built-in reward, and the best way to do that is to celebrate doing the habit. As B.J. Fogg, the author of Tiny Habits, says, celebration is the best way to use emotions and create a positive feeling that wires in new habits. So the next time you follow through on that really baby little habit, no matter how small it is, I want you to celebrate that small win. And remember, you are worth cheering on. Creating good habits that are taking good care of ourselves can be challenging, but I promise you they're worth it. Good habits can help us live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives. So the easy button for getting habits to stick is to start small, stack it to an existing habit, and celebrate your wins along the way. And if you're wondering what habits you should even think about starting, you'll want to watch this video where I give you some tips on 3 habits that women over 50 should start.